Hey guys, it's Yoshimoto182 again, and this time it's in Halo Reach, and I'm going to show you how to make a destructible door for invasion games. So this is what it looks like. This is a little test that I've made. And yes, I like the Ranger Elite the best, so I'm using him. It's not because I'm a low level. I'm a general. And this one isn't too good because this is the first one that I made. Okay, so you have to go into Forge. In the Forge lobby, you have to Forge and then game type invasion. Loading. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna, like in usual invasion games, I'm gonna start off with a territory to capture, but you don't have to. You could actually start off with a bomb, but I'm gonna start off with a territory. So just those instructions that were on the screen is its properties, what you have to make, what you have to set it to, and put down a spawn point. I'm probably going to put down the bomb. Flag stand is where the bomb's going to be. This one would be phase 2. After you capture the territory, it'll appear, so spawn sequence 2. For this one, the territory will spawn sequence 1. And if you want to do the bomb for the first one, then do spawn sequence 1 with the flag stand instead of a territory. Now I'm just making the door, I'm fast forwarding it, and only the parts that you want to explode, you edit their properties to the team color for attacker color, and their spawn sequence at whatever phase it's at. This one's at 2, so my spawn sequence is 2. Then invasion underscore gates. Now capture plate is where you plant the bomb. And don't put it underground. If you put it underground, then you won't see the explosion and it'll look terrible. So, this is also spawn sequence 2. The bomb plate, and the doors are all spawn sequence 2. They're because they're all in phase 2. And this is I'm just adding the core because you're gonna have to capture the core at the end. So I'm adding the core at spawn sequence 3 because it's at phase 3. And I gave the instructions for the core on the screen if you want to make it the core, if you don't know how. And now the tricky part, making the debris. Well, right now I'm just trying something, but I end up not doing it, so I'm fast forwarding it. And now the tricky part, the debris, which most people don't know how to make, or maybe some do, I don't know. So I like to use the antenna smalls to look like little wires coming out of the exploded door. And I'll give instructions for their properties later on. I'm just making them right now. And you want to make them as close to the door right now as possible to make it look better. And that big cylinder, that I don't like seeing that, so I always cut it out, but you might want it. And for the debris, you can have any object. I'm not sure about vehicles and weapons, but you can have any object for the debris. So I'm just fast forwarding me adding all my debris. And those little pieces of the antenna, like the body that are coming out of the door, yeah, we'll block those out afterwards. now I'm adding the same blocks that I did for the door to make it look like they blew off and flew on the ground. And it also put I also put antennas in the door, blown off doors to make it look better. But you can do whatever you want with it, you have to be creative. Now I'm putting the antennas in. I'm pretty sure I'm going to start fast forwarding soon. Yeah, right now, putting the antennas in. And here I changed the color of the doors to blue, because for the gates, which are the original doors, they have to be the attacker color, which mine is blue. So to make it look better, to make it look more real, I made them blue as well, to make it look like they're the actual thing that flew off. And this is the hard part, the properties. Just read the screen, because too lazy to say it out loud. But I'm just going to say the spawn sequence has to be the number after the round where the door explodes. Because my door, it explodes round 2. So the debris spawn sequence would be 3. And if you had the bomb at round 1, and then the debris would be sequence 2. And the spawn time has to be 1, not never. That's the part that always messed me up. Because if it's at never, then they just won't spawn after the explosion. Just fast forwarding through me, editing all of their properties. And now, I heard somewhere that someone told me that you have to have them on normal. But I never tried it with phase, so I immediately put it on normal and it worked. So I put them on normal for safety. And if you do put them on normal, do not pick them back up, because then they'll fly out of the wall or ground that they're in. And if you want to pick them up to move them or something, just switch them back to phased first. That's it. Now I just have to save it. There's one last thing, hiding the evidence that I told you about. Like hiding all the antenna bodies. I'm going to show you in a few seconds. And right here, hide the evidence. I used blocks 4x4, I think, talls, and I just put them over the antenna bodies. And now we can save it again. It's time to test it. Okay, so get invasion in custom games, and the game options are important. Since my explosion, the bomb part is at round 2, so at phase 2, I've made it, instead of territories, I switched it to assault. And you could do the same thing if it's at round 1, etc. So time to start. Here it is. First I need to capture the territory, since I put that first. now the bomb spawns at the flag stand. I did that because I wanted to look at it, because some bombs say on top time to say goodbye, and I found that pretty funny. Some bombs say it, some bombs don't. Now it's planted, you want to get as far away from it as possible because its damage radius is pretty big. And it explodes, and you see pieces flying. That looks good for the effects of the door exploding. Then all of this stuff spawns behind the explosion, so you don't see it spawn. And it looks like that. Mine isn't too great because I did it really quickly because I was getting bored. But you have to be as creative as you can. That's pretty much it. Hope this helps for your invasion maps. Thanks for watching.